Here, that's the little bit about faucets. Hopefully that made sense. Crypto native terminology, and I wanted to touch on this because there is stuff we know some of these, but I think there's some that we may not, be too. We might think we know, but we don't. Flippening. At the start of the year, there was talk about that both Wi-Fi, and that's kind of how we started in the DeFi space. That's a DeFi project, and ETH could someday flip in Bitcoin. Neither now looks likely to ever happen, but both were never going to happen. That's what it says. Wi-Fi might have passed Bitcoin in price, and ETH might have passed Bitcoin in market capitalization, but those are two different things. So we have to decide which is which. Prices are meaningless, so flippening should reference market cap only when we're talking about flippening, because people use that word all kinds of different ways. Because Wi-Fi was like I think it went up to like $48,000 a token, right? Maybe even higher. But that doesn't mean a flippening happened because you're talking about market cap, and that's what flippening really should mean. ETH might someday flip in Bitcoin, but Wi-Fi will never do that. That's what they're saying, right? You can't really say predict, but yeah, we don't think so. So stabled. This is another term. I don't know if many kind of heard this, but stabled is when you've converted all your crypto into stable coins. You are now stabled, like being flat or risk off in TradeFi. And that's what I think Tim was talking about. You said what, 140 or 160 billion, yeah? Or
Yep.
I guess you'd say stabled, right? That's people
Correct.
getting out of Bitcoin, right? If they chose it back in January, when it was all in November, when it was all at 60,000 plus, and they stabled, beautiful move, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's what they would have did. And now, like Tim has been saying, and Dusty's been saying, waiting for when they think it's going to flip back and go back up, and now they're going to come in so much stronger than they came out, and they're going to be able to have a lot more Bitcoin. It's amazing, the ones that can kind of call that. It's just very hard to do, everybody. Um, Another thing where that's kind of kind of sketchy is you never know when mass adoption happens, right? Just because you win this time, next time, say Bitcoin goes to 250 grand, and you're still sitting there in this safe, because I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of risk to that unless you really know what you're doing. That's also very difficult to kind of time.
Well, I think they when we said I remember the one time you said in 2017 if you bought what was it, a dollar of the top 1,000 coins you'd be a millionaire.
Yes.
So if you spend $1,000 and just bought $1 of each of the top 1,000 coins, you'd
Yep.
be a millionaire.
Yep.
So it's just the dollar cost averaging is you're going to buy a little Bitcoin whether it's going up or down every month. You put in whatever you can afford, $100, $500, $1,000, or more. But that's dollar cost averaging. But if you're when in doubt, zoom out. If you do this on a regular basis, and if you're in the game to hold, if you want to be a day trader, that's a different mindset and different gameplay altogether. So that's a way different price. Trying to time it, out of Bitcoin before Elon does, and then back in before Elon changes his mind again, or Russia changes their mind. I mean, you can't play that game without some serious information and be on the computer all day
Every day.
watching it.
Yes, every day.
So
And
that's different altogether.
it is great point, Tim, because like it is. That's why, some of us, don't kind of get all 'cause
Yeah.
we're not day traders. We just over here getting positions, right? We're just over here building. We know we also, have our own ecosystem, and yeah, we're just big things in ETH, big things with Bitcoin, big things with our own ecosystem tokens, and yeah, we're not moving in and out. I know I'm not. That's all I do.
We're
Whenever
just doing this for the entertainment value.
it is. I like the way they look. That's what I do. But yes, you're right, Tim. That's I don't know what was that from. You said from 2000. I think we were talking about that 2017 to
Yeah.
2001 or no 2021, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was if you held it for like the 4 years, if you just bought them in 17 after everything went down, and
Right.
spread it out over the top 1,000 coins, you'd be a millionaire.
And that's what I would
for
suggest
$1,000
even too, because it is. I get it. Anybody that's been over from last summer to this summer, of course you're upside down. It's rough. That's not cool, right? But as long as you don't sell, you haven't lost, right? But if you give it like we're talking about here, you give it the 4 years. I guarantee. Well, I can't not financial advice, but I tell you, if you look at past history, that's what exactly you're talking about. That's not where any of this stuff is going to stay. But yeah,
you guarantee they'll be entertained.
I guarantee they'll be entertained. I guarantee there's smiles on the faces. There's dancing in the streets. I guarantee you. The floor price, right? That we know this one. I'm not kind of really going to go into that one, but it's like the NFT. It's like with our bees. That is one we know. This is another one. WAGMI. I love this one because it is. We're just can we just retire this one because we're not all going to make it. All right, sorry, and that's actually straight up truth because there are people with the psychology and things that go on and this how the market acts and people do not do smart things sometimes because they either let the FOMO or the FUD they let that affect them emotionally and you can't. We all gonna make it? That's not true because we're not. And yes, some don't have the either the vision. They're like Tim was saying, either you're a trader where you're doing this every day and you're trying to make it like that. That's like I said, that's very stressful. Or like I think how Tim and I Dusty, I know we're just here. We got our position and we're working and building this system that we all know is going to be mass adopted very soon. That's kind of and that's the easiest one for me because again we have a lot of belief and when you see how this technology works, it is what it is, right? This is the one I was talking about and I mentioned at the beginning, Ether versus Ethereum, right? We do this all the time. So the difference though is Ether is the token, right? Ethereum is the blockchain, and I do it myself. You're saying even with the gas, oh, you have to use Ethereum. No, you're using Ether, right?
Right.
We get those two mixed up, and it's just funny. Like I said, I do it myself a lot, but Ether is the token, and Ethereum is the blockchain. So anytime we're doing anything where we're using transaction and using them fees, that is Ether. And I'm just kind of like I said, going through vocabulary.